Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's the Chuckster here, and we got 17 properties for you, and we got some great guest stars. So if you're a fan of 80s metal, you're going to love it. So first property is 371 Bronte, number 59, and it's the Condo Townhouse. $261 is the maintenance fees. It looks okay. I think that kitchen may not excite people. It looks like a very, very small kitchen. But overall, the floor plan's pretty good. You could definitely work with a lot of the things in this home, and it looks like some things have already been done. And so this is a good price for that one. Child's is at $269, and it seems like probably in the last 30 days or so, they've really cranked up. It used to be the norm to find them under $250. And so now we're seeing some of them list up in the 270s. It remains to be seen how successful they're going to be with that. But it looks like these guys have done all the right stuff. I love the backsplash. I love how everything interacts here. Even the little chair rail right here makes a big difference to the overall appearance. The colors, very subtle, very nice. You've got an eat-in kitchen here. Extremely tastefully done. And maintenance fees on this one are a little bit higher at $308. I do like it though. It's good walking distance to the mall. I think overall they both offer something a little bit different. Hampshire Way, $329, and basically it's the smallest townhouse I think in the whole subdivision. But for those people who are looking for a $329 home, this is pretty much the only game in town if you don't want 3 stories. So I think that it fills a nice niche. Shame there's not more pictures. What happens is you kind of walk through the middle of the main room. It's kind of a small main floor. You've got 1 full bathroom upstairs and 3 relatively small rooms. The 3rd bedroom is 10 by about 8.5. So, it's really, it feels small. This one, I mean, I'm not going to lie, doesn't feel like the biggest home in the world. McFerrin is at $379, and it's actually a nice model. It's called a Lewiston. Good kitchen in here. You got to put those appliances in. It looks like there's a couple places for pendant lights there, and it looks like you back out a green space. Now I don't even know where McFerrin is. I can't find anything on the Milton maps that indicate where it is. Providing the location's okay, and that stays as green space. A very, very positive review on this one, I would say. And the last Lewiston I think sold up for $390 or something like that. Now it had appliances, it had fencing, but it didn't have the green space behind. So nice stuff. I think that one's a good listing. I think that's a bit of a gem there. So Fitzgerald, $419. This side of Fitzgerald, it sides directly onto Maple, and the beer store is right over to the side. Hey, for some people that may be a cool thing. The movie theater's close by. You can go to Boston Pizza. There's about 5 or 6 restaurants there. You can go to the fish market. And the outside has a nice appearance. The brick and the stone, interlock patio, it looks like. You've got that nice little light. The layout is typical for a corner where you find that one side is living, then you've got your kitchen, family, perhaps even a dining room somewhere in there. A lot of stuff in the master, and then you've got a hot tub and a nice little backyard oasis. It would be a bit noisy in the backyard. Don't expect complete quiet. But I think for the size, I think they said it's 1,850 square feet plus a finished basement plus some of the finishes. You take a bit of a hit off for the location, but I think $420 is probably a pretty marketable price. I don't know if I would have done anything much different. Chutch Match is $329. I don't like the new style of Madme where they're almost like the garages look like they're pushed back and the homes are pushed forward. But I guess it is what it is. It's almost 1,900 square feet, and it's a townhouse though. I think about some of the other deals that you could get in this price range. We talked about Irving yesterday. Right for the same price, it's a full-on semi with a pie-shaped lot. I'd be tempted to take that one. Same thing as we talked about yesterday with very, very narrow rooms. This must be the front of the house here. It could be either on the main or the 2nd floor, but what do you do with this room? I mean, I guess it's an office, but you couldn't do dining room here. I don't even know if you could put a bed in there. And but you know, it's new, and some people like the new. For me, I would be looking elsewhere, although it is a little bit bigger than some of the options in that range, but it's a townhouse. So Forbes Terrace, $469. It is a Heathwood home, and it's an end unit. Well, it's a semi-detached. Pardon me, it's not an end town. It's a semi-detached, and there's some pot lights. Heathwood does them up nice. I don't know if the photos really grab you though. They're kind of off tilter. It's like the photographer was kind of like doing the Stevie Wonder thing. Yeah, it's okay. I don't think the presentation's good. I don't think you can sell a semi for $470 with pictures like that. But I have been proven wrong. I guess some people go in person despite the fact that it shows pretty bad online. Vickerman is a sterling model, about 2,100 square feet at $489. Actually seems pretty good. It's not the fanciest home inside. It looks clean and simple, and I think if it shows reasonably well, someone's going to step up and buy this one. We do see these models even selling for more than $500, so they have taken the appropriate adjustment, I think, for being a little bit plain. And Cook Crescent's next one's at $549,975. 36 by 105 foot lot. It's a little close to the highway. Cook, Roper, some of those streets, you notice on a map that they do get pretty close to the highway, so you do hear it. Here's the thing that I want to talk about today is that if you had laminate floors in your whole house, now laminate, I get it, sometimes for dogs and for kids it can be a little bit more durable than hardwood, but it's generally considered to be a lower quality floor than a true hardwood. Some people put it right on par with carpet. I, myself, just out of personal preference, tend to even prefer carpet over laminate floor. But they've got lots of upgrades in here, 9-foot ceiling, and again, I haven't seen the laminate, I'm just speaking in generality here, is that they've got a granite countertop, stainless steel, so they've done a lot of really good upgrades. But if you have a granite counter on one side and laminate floors on the other, you have to kind of play at the same level, and that's typically, we see this a lot with homes, is that one area is fantastic, one area is not so good. And even when we talk about getting a home ready, is you want to kind of play things on the same level. You can't, people say to me all the time, should I do this bathroom? But guess what? The rest of the house is kind of plain, so where do you stop? You do the bathroom, and now that becomes the only thing in the house that's been updated. So you want to keep things on an even playing field. You want to play to a certain point and then just rock it out. That's the advice we give to a lot of our sellers, but for buyers that are seeing these homes, it's almost confusing. It's too many different levels in their head. That's what I believe. So hopefully that makes sense. It does in person when you actually see these homes. Granke Place is $554, and so I believe this one is a spirit plan. It's, I think, 2,436 square feet. And it says 5 bedrooms plus a loft upstairs. So I don't know if maybe they deleted the laundry room upstairs to give them more space for the 5th bedroom. But I think this is really one of the lowest priced options for a 5-bedroom home. So they're probably going to do okay. McJanet is $560. It's a little bit smaller than that one. It's about 2,300 square feet. And I think this is a Plan 6. Nice high 9-foot ceilings here. You've got a small main floor den. Got a good looking kitchen, and it looks like there's a side door here too, which can come in really, really handy in the future for in-laws or for anything else. So that was a good move, and I even like the fact there's a little light above there, because that's going to shed light throughout the whole staircase and even into the kitchen. There's your loft upstairs, and then you got 4 other bedrooms, and usually plus the laundry too. You got to put a fence in. Overall, though, I think it's a good home. Now, you may not have as much privacy because you've got this line of homes off to the side here, but I think overall it presents pretty well. It might be a little bit high on the price, but they're not terribly off. Okay, so Harrison is at $599. 50 by 160 foot lot. And if you look at the number, the address of the home, now I'm curious, this is actually something I'm sort of half serious here, but that's the sign of the beast, as they say. And if you're an Iron Maiden fan, check this out.
666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was born to be released.
So, sign of the beast, right? Like, what is somebody going to be dissuaded from this home by the address? I don't know. Now, it's a big piece of land. It's 50 by 160, which is, I think, one of the biggest ones you'd find in the neighborhood. And hardwood floors here. A bit of crown molding. The kitchen almost looks like kind of a 50s diner. It could be a Korean countertop. You could probably work with it. This row of lights right here certainly dates the home. It is pretty good lighting, though, if you do like to cook in the kitchen. The bathroom's kind of neat. You've got a little bit of venting up here because a big problem when you've got a big glass door in your shower is to vent to get enough air circulation there that the water's not deteriorating your shower. But it looks like a high countertop here. And so here's the thing. You've got this whole area right there. And then you keep going and there's another whole area. It's like 2 backyards. It's pretty wild. And then you've got this really neat little barbecue space here. And what a great place to hang out and to entertain. So nice mix. I think they've got some neat things going on inside the house. I think they've got a good price on this one. I'd just be very curious as to how many people aren't even showing this home because of the address. Very interesting. Anyway, Simon's Crossing's the next one. It's at 648.9, and I don't know how big this one is, but it is a big home. It was listed last year and I saw it. Now the weird thing is the sliding door off the kitchen is small. I'm 6'4" and I hit my head when I walk out. That's a 6-foot sliding door, but there's 9-foot ceilings in the home. And it's got a finished basement. It's very plain inside. It's a lot of rooms. It's big. The finished basement makes it seem huge. One of the bathrooms has, if I remember correctly, it's a greenish tile. It needs some work. So upgrades that they chose, I think maybe not the prettiest ones, but it has a tremendous amount of finished area for the size. And they tried to list at this price, I think, last year. So it's actually pretty good. I think they're pretty reasonable. It's just going to take someone that's probably going to come in and make some adjustments to it. Number 3 Side Road, 679. We're talking about, probably more than 10 acres here for sure. Talking about 1,000 feet by 1,000 feet. That's a good size. Nice, really nice here. You've got the paddocks and everything else, which generally you almost get this stuff for free when you buy most of these homes. You look at the land and the house. Most of the time to build the structures is not cheap, and you don't really get the money generally. So if you are someone who's into horses, that can be a big bonus. For the land and even for a decent looking home, I think that's a very attractive price. Little Crescent is $679, and we're talking about finished basement, but it doesn't say how big it is, but it's got hardwood flooring, it's got undermounted lighting, glass backsplash, granite countertops. So I look at this and say, okay, there's no room sizes, so I have nothing to go by. All we can say is there's been considerable money spent. I think if it's probably more than 2,600 square feet, it's actually, if it's that nice inside, it's got all the stuff in the backyard, it may actually be okay. Now Fox Crescent 680, 2,900 square feet, finished basement. I don't know if that would be my first leading shot. I mean, let's be honest, that's not the strongest photo to lead with. They could have really done a better job with better pictures here, but what really sells this one is you've got the nice forest behind. That's lovely, and it's definitely one of those features that not a lot of people has. Anyways, it could be a walkout basement. Some of the homes in this strip are walkouts. They don't make reference to it. They do say it's a separate entrance to the basement. If it is a walkout, you can count on that adding some value too. So anyways, that's the inside may need a little bit of work, but I think that the lot is definitely nice. It's a good location, easy to get on the highway, good school district. All in all, it's great. So Kawai, I don't know how to say that one. Second line, it's at 1.1. It's another big bungalow for $1 million. And so you're about 2,700 square feet on this one. Overall, presents itself quite well. You've got your finished basement, and remember, in a bungalows you've got a huge amount of finished area because the footprint of a bungalow is bigger than a 2-story, and then you've got about 2 acres of land here too. Triple car garage. Overall, this is exactly where I'd expect this one to sit, and that is the last listing of the day. So if you have any questions, give us a call. If you want to come talk to me about your plans and maybe even get started on a custom email search, you can do that. Just fill out the form over there, send me an email. There's lots of ways to get in touch. So have yourself a great day.